Hi Libras, welcome to your 2021 yearly reading. I hope all is well out there. I'm going to do an overview for this new year, what you guys can expect, what's coming in for you. And I already have your first card. I'm going to put 12 cards down, and each card will indicate one of the months of this new year. So you start off January pretty high, like you have the 4 of Wands. That's really positive. Let's see what February will bring for you guys, Libras. All right. Let's see. For February, you have the 10 of Wands. For March, you will have Justice, which is you. Great comeback, Libra. For April, you have the 2 of Wands, and then for May you have the Sun card. Beautiful. For June, you have the King of Cups. Wow. Okay, and for July, you have the Tower card. Okay. With the High Priestess. Then for September for my Libras, you have the Emperor. And for October, you have the Hierophant. Okay. For November, you have the 9 of Swords. And then, well, the 9 of Swords. Wow. That's weird. Okay, so I said 9 of Swords. Well, it's the 6 of Swords, but then the 9 of Swords was hiding underneath it and I didn't know it. So basically it's the 9 of Swords. Can't fool me. And then you have the 6 of Swords, which come in with that. And then December has the 10 of Swords. All right. I will clarify the rest as well. And your extra bonus cards is the beautiful 6 of Wands. Okay. So, starting off the year, January, February, might still be in sort of the holiday energy spirit, maybe not. Maybe you're really glad that it's over. Okay, everybody's at home again, or, you know, things go back to normal. Your home goes back to normal. You're releasing yourself of all the Christmas decorations and just bring back, you know, the calmer scenery in your house. I don't know what you're doing with your home, but in that month, you'll definitely feel good at where you're at. You're happy that things just establishing them and the balance is restored. That's what I'm feeling. In February, you gotta sort of be on your toes and conscious of you might actually burn out quicker than you think. All right, so don't take too much on your shoulders, too much weight, too much responsibilities on your shoulders in the month of February. And if you have to, then try and ask for help. You don't have to carry your load you know, all by yourself. You don't have to take on everyone's load all by yourself. You can actually call in for some help in the month of February. I'm sorry, I had to drink my tea before it gets cold. Then the third month, you know, March, is like you. It's you. Okay, hey you. Justice. So something is restored. The balance is restored. You might actually have been keeping everything neat and in order at home in your household. Maybe you have children or, you know, a partner or something like that. Maybe financially or physically you just needed to take on all the chores in the house because simple fact that your partner couldn't really be there or something like that. I do really feel that there's a balancing of the scales in the month of March. I feel like things are much more equal again, and like, you know, you can actually have some space to just, you know, focus on yourself. You feel good in the month of March. Like you feel good about yourself, feel good about, you know, changes and shifts that you might have made in February, decisions you may have made, and feel like, okay, it's much more fair right now. Like you opened up, you've released some of the weight or the things you were carrying. Maybe you felt way too responsible for something that wasn't even really your full responsibility, and maybe you release that self, and that's why March you show up so strongly, Libra. You really do. I'm going to get an extra card on your Justice card. You have the Fool, exactly. It's the balancing, you know, of the scales, but also definitely ready for a new beginning. Something new is arising within you. This might be a whole new way of you doing the things you do, okay? I don't know, it's something in your life. So the Fool card is here to indicate, like, might be around Aries season, you know, hits the end of March, where you just feel so much better. Like, you feel ready to take on this year. Like, you almost feel like this new year is starting in May, or like in March, less April. The Two of Wands really indicates that you start to understand and starting to really integrate the things that 2021 wants of us. Okay, so that's being open for change, letting things come in. If it must leave, then let it go with grace. Don't hold on to things too tightly. Don't try to keep things in your life that no longer fit. And I feel like you're ready to really look at things from a broader perspective. You start to believe in yourself. You start to feel more comfortable and confident in what you can do for yourself. Well, normally you might have other people do for you. You're now doing it yourself, but then for yourself instead of you doing everything for other people, right? So April, still a little bit in the searching mode of like, okay, I feel this, I feel inspired, I feel like I want to give myself to this or to that, but let me just, you know, see how things play out. Let me just focus and look at the options. It's almost like, for example, shopping for a wedding dress. You see, you have the magazines, you're just looking through the magazines, you're like, oh, that's nice. So you might have some 2 or 3 favorites in each magazine. You're like, okay, let me just explore what's out there, what fits my body shape, what I would love to wear, what color, what shape, you know, all of those things. Like, you know, she's planning on buying this wedding dress, for example, right? But she's looking at the options. Like, you can look beyond what is presented in front of you. Maybe on the other side of the world, there is a certain designer that I'm interested in. But let me just at least explore it all before I'm committing myself to this one magazine, or I have to pick from this designer because it's around the corner and I can't go nowhere, you know? That's the thing. You're opening up your energy like, hey, there are more abilities and there are more options out there for me in the situation I am in right now, you see? So that's really positive. The April is really, you know, springtime. You're starting to really see certain things change in front of you. It might even just be people around you that just shift and change, because there's so much happening around us this year. Let me see. May, I'm sorry. The Sun card. Bright, beautiful, new. Things are coming to a close, I feel, because you're seeing the real truth. And I feel like you start to feel free. You start to feel freer than you felt in years. The Sun card with the King of Cups in June, it just looks good. Like, I feel your spring energy is just really positive, really open for new beginnings. You see the World card is here as well with the King of Cups. It's just like a new doors are opening for you, and let that happen, because, you know, for you, your 5th house is just, it's really activated, not just for this year but also for the year after. So there is like your creative energy flow, you know, a romance, just trying out new things, also, you know, connection with children and just things like that. Like, it is time for some new ways, basically. Oh, that's a little bit too much. All right, King of Cups for the month of June. 7 of Swords. There might be a person coming in knocking on your door in the month of June, and you're like, I don't know. You see, you're a little on the fence about it. But like I said, romance is definitely a factor in this year. Even if you're not ready for it, it will start knocking on your door, okay? Whether it's 2021 or the year after, but you are attracting people, Libra. It's just happening. So you're a little bit on the fence about a person who's come to, you know, really open about how they're feeling and what they think of you, and you're just not really not really having it. You're not really ready, not really open for it. Could be a water sign, doesn't have to be. For some of you, it is a strong water sign. The Tower in July. I felt, and when I put it down, when I put the King of Cups down and then the Tower with the High Priestess came after it pretty quickly, I was like, ooh, there's something that comes out about the person that was close, used to be very close to you, or is at this moment close to you. They like, there's something up with this person. You see, that's what you're saying, like, there's something up with this person. I don't know why. I mean, it seemed genuine, but like, I don't know. And your intuition was right. You were right. All right. So in the month of July, August, in the month of July, I really feel after these eclipses happen, because we have another set of eclipses happening in the end of May and June, you start to really understand the deeper meaning of things. Mercury will go direct around this time as well. And so you'll just like, your intuitive energy was so on point that you like almost shock yourself, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to listen to my intuition more often, because apparently I have this whole world that I can tap into, and I just let it lay on the side, right? The Emperor, beautiful. I mean, you're taking charge. You're taking the leading position. And I feel for some of you, you're taking on light work. Like light work. In whatever way, shape, or form that is for you. Some of you might have to do it like Reiki. Others of you, you're actually starting a podcast or something, like when you speak, where you are sharing your wisdom and your intuitive energy, and people are just responding to it. And it's not necessarily for yourself, but you're doing it from yourself and sending it out to others. That's how I'm feeling, because we have the High Priestess and the Hierophant here. That could indicate a very equal partner coming into your life, or is very active in this moment in time, in this year that's coming up. Just very strongly connected. That person is also has a form of leadership role. I don't know if he's just a natural born leader, just natural people just follow or call them for advice or something like that. But I see just overall, you might just be both so on your own path that it just doesn't mingle. Because I feel the Emperor is in between the Hierophant and the High Priestess, and even though they are each other's connector, you see, it's so much different than if you put the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles together. It's much more in alignment. I feel the High Priestess and the High Priester is not the same. It almost is like the spiritual, gang, and then you have, for example, a priester, who is more connected to religion, and it's similar, but it's a belief system, and it's like, you both can really guide people. But I feel like there's something in between the two of you. All right, and it might actually just be two sides of yourself. One part really wants to lean towards here, another part of you kind of wants to go there, but let it naturally happen. Like I said, don't hold on to something too tightly. If change is coming in, open up the door. It will just stream and pass by instead of breaking your whole door down and everything. So with that, I feel strong, because you're coming into November quite distressed, like you're really like sort of upset about something, or you really feel like you're overthinking and trying to find a solution to make something work. Well, all it takes for you is to connect the differences, to connect the dots. Let's celebrate the differences, celebrate that you're both free to embody, or maybe come and let two things come together, and first look at the things that are in alignment with one another, where your heart and your head, for example, are agreeing upon, and then maybe from there you can get to calmer waters and first get yourself out of this state. All right, this is not a state where you want to make definite decisions, or you want to base things on, because if you're in this state, your mind is all over the place, you're foggy, all you want is just to don't feel this way anymore. It's not a right mind frame. So first get to calmer waters. Nurture yourself, take care of yourself, create some space from people, create some space from the decision you might feel worried about taking in, you know, the end of the year. Just create first a balanced scenery for yourself, a situation, and then make a decision. Even if you don't have all the answers, you're at least coming from a calmer space, much more balanced, and you can put things to rest. You see, the 10 of Swords in December, you're putting things to rest. You can actually find solutions to the, you know, the things that were bothering you. And I just see that that is all coming from you inviting yourself into a different frequency, into a different energy. I need to breathe because I'm talking too much. I'm going too quickly. I'm sorry if it's annoying to listen to. But because I am trying to sort of do 12 readings in one reading, and it's just so much that comes at me, because, you know, I'm tuning in for the frequency for you guys for 2021, and it's an entire year. So I always enjoy doing these every year, but at the same time I'm getting so hyped and I start talking really quickly. So I'll just try and calm down a little bit. I'm gonna clarify this tower, what it is. What is it? 9 of Wands. Yeah, that's what I said. It's like something comes to light in the month of June, July, and you make your decisions based on that in that very moment. Okay, so the Tower says that a certain, now I feel like it might also be an earth sign that you're like looking at, like, I don't know, but I do feel like a solid offer is coming in. So if you're right now not open for that at all, I really feel like you're going to change your mind about that this year. But that's also because of that 5th house energy. You know, it's like you feel different. Cancer energy in the month of July, that's powerful. So shift and change is happening. I feel like it's connected to the eclipses, but in those months, June, July, you're starting to see the truth, but you get to a conclusion moment, like when you're like, okay, this I will do, this I'm gonna do, this is, you know, the road I'm gonna take. You're making a decision, and I really feel it's you. It's like you choose you. The King of Pentacles and the Cancer card. Yeah, I'm also hearing, don't compare me to them. That's what I'm hearing from that person, because there might be a person who's actually really genuine, because, you know, the King of Pentacles, I like him. Okay, I do. He's a nice guy. Very open, very loving. Doesn't have to be a man. I'm just saying, there's a very loving, giving, balanced, and just solidness around him. You know, you can count on a guy like the King of Pentacles. So what I feel with this is that it's like that person doesn't want you to compare them to another person. I feel that might have been a water sign. Alright, a fellow water sign. Why I'm saying water sign? You guys are air. It's not that I'm... One sec. Who's the other water sign? I don't know. There might have been 2 water signs in your past, or one water sign who has like 2 or 3 different personalities, and that what got you off guard, because you're very guarded about allowing something new to flourish. All right, I don't know what that is about, Libra, but it might be much more clearer to you in 6 months. You're like, oh, it makes sense now. But they're wanting me to show you that there's another opportunity. Don't compare them to the past, because it's a different type of person. It's a different time. It's a different year. It's a different type of energy, and the planets are supporting it. You're being excited. Like, I see you really wanting to move forward. You know, because like, oh, my intuition was right. Like, you really are getting a confirmation about your abilities, your skills. It doesn't have to be anything with spirituality, but it could definitely be something different. But it's something, that's for sure. That's powerful. Okay, we have, for this energy, 3 more cards. Ace of Wands, 7 of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. You'll be overwhelmed what this new journey brings you. See, after you get on your chariot and tune into the beautiful Knight of Wands energy, you start to feel all kinds of feels. All right? You might actually feel overwhelmed by a person coming into your life at that time. You're like overwhelmed with like how much they have to offer, and it's like a lot, but yet it also makes you feel so damn good at the same time. Like I almost wanted to start singing. So damn good, you know? I don't know. Yeah. I'm just gonna let that play out. I mean, Libra, you have to live your own life, but what I'm seeing over here, I cannot disconnect from it. It's just it's beautiful. And it might actually be a reconnection with a person you are already connected to right now, but it's a different level. And you go through stages. I mean, you just do. It's just, you have the beginning stage and then the middle one, and then you have a little bit of a rough one, and then you come better in a better one, and you're like, oh, that's why I'm with you, And that might actually take place in the summer months, because it's time to take things up to the next level. You might connect to a Gemini, and that person is also taking things to the next level. That actually might be a sun or rising sign, so that one might be connected to you as well. All right. I'm going to pick a spirit message for you for this year. What's the additional spirit message for my Libras for 2021? What's the additional spirit message? There we go. Ancestral wisdom. That's connected. That is connected to the Hierophant and the High Priestess. Ancestral wisdom. What a tongue twister. All right. We are your ancestors and we love you. We walked the earth many years before you. We ask you at this point in time to learn and to grow from our past experiences. You are our legacy, and we keep you on helping you as we continue to evolve here in the spirit world. Beautiful. So I also hear like inheritance. Like you might actually, you have this website, inheritance, and then you can actually go back like hundreds of years with your own family tree, like your own, with the family and your ancestors. Basically, maybe you really feel drawn by the end of the year to dive deep into that. Maybe there is like a great aunt that so similar to you, or you find yourself in that. And I think it's very, very powerful to feel connected to the women that came before you, or the man that came before you. So that's something that to keep in mind this year. It might actually come forward more than you expect it to come right now, especially if it's still in December, because those changes still have to take place. That big shift with Saturn still has to take place, and also the solar eclipse, yes, the new moon eclipse in Sagittarius also still has to take place. So you might not connect to that right now while I'm uploading this, but it might definitely make more sense during this year. So think about coming back to this and to this reading maybe halfway through the year, or maybe in March, or whenever you want. I hope that this brought you some guidance, some clarity, Libra. I really enjoyed doing this reading for you, and I'm excited for this new year for you guys. I'm sending you lots of love and appreciation for all the support that I received from you guys in 2020. I really love and appreciate you. And also I'm going to create the January readings, and I will just be here each and every month again in this new year that's going to come. Okay, I love you, Libra, and I'll see you back soon. Bye.